March 20th is the first go-live date for the ISO 20022 in the Eurozone. This is a step-by-step migration for all banks that will end tentatively in November 2025. The new format offers a global dictionary, making it easier to communicate financial information between systems. It's for payments, securities, foreign exchange, trading, and credit card sectors. The enhanced messaging is put into an envelope that contains detailed information, including the capability to aggregate multiple invoices. Crypto assets are registered and assigned a digital token identifier that can be used in the crypto field of the new ISO 20022 message. This will allow banks to differentiate between tokens for payments. The list of crypto registered with the digital token identifier goes way beyond XRP, XLM, XDC, and Algo. Check to see if yours is there. Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and I finally found the entire list of crypto assets that have gone through the application process, passed, and were assigned a unique digital token identifier to be used in the new Swift messaging format. Phantom, Solana, Ethereum, Zcash, Avalanche, Gala, Tezos, Filecoin, Hedera. I mean, the list goes on. And I have to admit, I really smiled when I saw Dogecoin. There is something about a level playing field that feels just and fair. That fun animation was made by the crypto community member X-Comedy and Art. Yeah, I've been asking this person or team, I'm not sure, to come onto the channel for a very long time. I can tell you that yesterday we decided to meet in the middle. So keep watch and you'll see that reveal soon. I'll put a link to the Twitter account so that you can take a look at some of the work that's been created. I do love the fact that NFTs have brought so much creativity to this space. Let's get down to some important updates. Ripple just filed a strong case supporting its fair notice defense. And Jeremy Hogan let us know that it's strong because it comes from the U.S. Supreme Court, and it states that the regularish people like you and me need to have guidance and know what the laws and rules are before we're sued. So this is wonderful. He's also tying himself to Jim Filan's March 30th date, which is we'll have a summary judgment before the end of the month. The odds of winning are better than ever. And giving a great shout out to the 3 attorneys that have been so instrumental in keeping us up to date on everything. Stetis has made the 14th commemorative poster for the XRP community and featured James Filan, John Deaton, and Jeremy Hogan. I just love it. And you can also get the Platinum Limited Edition. There's only 12 copies, and also an NFT version. I hope you support Stetis. He truly deserves it.
What one particular builder in the ecosystem, the Ripple founder, had to say a little bit earlier, if you could just take a listen.
The SEC is kind of playing offense and attacking the whole industry. This is not a healthy way to regulate an industry. Your regulation through enforcement, as opposed to what we're seeing in other countries where they're doing the work, right? They're codifying, they're creating a framework that allows an industry to grow while protecting consumers. And I think that's really what the U.S. is lagging.
Now, Chair Gensler, I'm pretty sure you might say, well, look, a founder in that sort of business might be saying this, but what about some of these players? We've spoken to many who've perhaps been part of previous administrations who are now, advisors to some of these companies and worried a little bit about the holistic nature of really trying to regulate and worried that it is more about enforcement rather than the rules of the road at the moment.
Caroline, there's nothing incompatible crypto and our securities laws. Our securities laws were brought about to protect the investing public against fraud and schemes and manipulation. And it was through this idea of full, fair, and truthful disclosure, registering with the SEC when you're raising money from the public and the public's anticipating a profit. It's pretty straightforward, actually common sense approach to helping the public in investing. So this broad field, we have one goal at the SEC is for them to come into compliance, whether it's the tokens, that's basically people raising money or offering these tokens. And it's also what I'll call the storefronts, but they can call themselves crypto exchanges or lending or staking as a service or other intermediaries to come into compliance and ensure that they don't mislead the public, but also that they don't commingle the funds, they don't take the public's funds and do things we just don't allow in our financial markets. We don't allow the New York Stock Exchange to also play with the customer's funds and make markets, run a hedge fund, run a dealer, be in the clearing business. We separate out those conflicts.
Mr. Gensler, thank you for your time. You've set out the goal there. And what I want to ask you about is the results of your actions. You have asked a number of names in the crypto industry to register their products with the SEC. Very few have, in particular, those that are most known to us, the bigger names in the industry. Why are they not acting on your requests?
Well, the law is the law, and they need to come in and properly follow the laws, and we will work with them to do that.
Sorry to have sprung Gensler on you like that without any warning. I will tell you, though, a lot of people commented on Twitter that they never heard him say the law is the law. Well, we'll soon see about that.
I think new legislation is needed. And the reason is that if you look at Americans, 80% of them feel like the current financial system doesn't work for them. You know, the fees are too high, the delays are there, it doesn't serve everybody equally. And so, and it's not surprising, by the way, you know, the current financial system is built on 40-year-old technology. Some of the laws have been around for 100 years before the internet even existed. And so, you know, my belief is that cryptocurrency is actually the most important technology that can help update the financial system. And what's really cool to see is that actually the user base of crypto, you know, advocates out there, there's 1 in 5 households in the US are now using crypto. They're actually coming together and starting to get organized and saying, we want to elect candidates across 435 congressional districts that will help create this industry here in America safely.
Do you think realistically we are closer to regulation? Becky and I and Joe were talking about this earlier. And, you know, it feels like we're closer, but also feels like maybe we're just as behind as we were 5 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I've been spending more and more time in D.C., and what's great to see is that there is strong bipartisan support for legislation. I think everybody saw what happened with FTX, and they said, OK, we need to make sure there's strong consumer protection. We also recognize that there's innovation potential here, and we don't want this to be like 5G or something like that, you know, the semiconductor industry that got moved offshore too much. We need this to be built here in America with strong consumer protection. So there's at least 3 different groups I'm aware of in D.C., senators that are working on different bills being drafted in various different forms. And, you know, it takes a small miracle anytime something actually becomes law. But I'm excited to see that there's people who are passionate about that, making that happen. And I think the voters in America want to see that. They're going to elect candidates coming up who are going to advocate for that.
So what do you tell the crypto critics? And I'm thinking Senator Elizabeth Warren, she has said the following. She says, we have money laundering rules that cover banks and credit unions and stockbrokers and gold dealers and even Western Union, but current rules don't cover big parts of the crypto industry, and crypto likes it that way. Is she right?
No, that's just simply not true. I mean, Coinbase is a great example of this. I started this company more than 10 years ago now. And I started it in the United States for a reason. I believed that this needed to be built here in a compliant and regulated way. So we've actually been regulated for about 10 years now. I mean, we initially sought out money transmission licenses here in the US because that was the closest thing we could find to a license that made sense. We've since gone beyond that. I mean, we got one of the first BIT licenses in New York. We're regulated by the CFTC, a federal regulator here. We registered with FinCEN. And by the way, that's just in America. So the U.S. risks really being left behind here a little bit. You know, the rest of the world is actually moving and trying to draw crypto companies in. You know, London and Singapore and Hong Kong and the financial hubs of the world are saying we want crypto to be built here. Europe just passed comprehensive crypto legislation, and so the U.S. really risks falling behind.
What do you see?
In 2022, $25 million was spent on lobbying, up 120%. Coinbase remains the leader in expenditures for the 6th year in a row, but Binance US is accelerating its efforts. I'm very interested to see what the total amount spent will be in 2023. A big congratulations to Jay for his app, Spend the Bits. He had a wonderful mention in the Ripple Insights that was written by James Wallace, published on February 27th. Innovation in Central Bank Digital Currencies. Spend the Bits is an application that allows retail users to make payments in multiple currencies, including CBDCs, cryptocurrencies, and stablecoins. With Spend the Bits, you get a secure, interoperable payment, and you can do it in seconds rather than days. The application incorporates a CBDC portal, a mobile and merchant app, and an exchange portal to allow interoperability and liquidity. And yes, it is integrated with the XRP ledger. All right, everybody, we're jumping to the fluff. Yes, March is the official month when all the beaches open up in Okinawa. There is a lot of promotion going on right now for cheap getaways, and it just looks so tempting. The change of season is also marked by the planting of new rice. But what I think most everyone is looking forward to are the cherry blossoms. They'll be here in just about 2.5 weeks. They're going to be early this year, and yes, you can find everything imaginable in the theme of cherry blossoms. But what you might want to make a note of is the Meguro River. This is the river that I live closest to, and they have a cherry blossom viewing cruise and an open canal boat. And you can bring your own food and drink starting March 18th. 800 cherry trees, and you go for about 60 minutes. It's only for 3 weeks out of the year. The blizzard days, as they call it, if you literally translate, are towards the end when the river is a carpet of pink. It's put on by a company called Zeal, and they do Tokyo Wonder cruising. So if this is something that is interesting to you, you can do the view of Tokyo by water in all different ways. All right, everybody. Yes, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.